Okay, here's the painting just as it was when I got it home. I put it away for a few hours and took a look at it. And there's lots about it that I really like, and there's some things that just really seem to need to be changed. Overall, it's a little bit too busy, and I find most importantly there's some issues with the design and with the color. So now we're just going to take a look at those. Okay, one way to evaluate design is to look at where shapes touch the edge of the painting. So if we take a look here, we have a whole bunch of shapes, a whole bunch of small shapes that are touching the edge of the paper. And probably there are too many shapes here. When I see all these shapes along the edge there, it tells me that I need to simplify that, simplify the number of shapes. But even more important than the shapes there is the direction of these shapes. If you look at this, they all uniformly slope down towards the middle, which is just, it's too much. It's like, hammering home, overemphasizing the obvious. It's got to be a little bit of break up here. We can't just have one motion into the center. So the shapes I not only need to simplify the shapes, but I need to change that direction. And if we take a look over here on the right hand side of the painting, again, too many shapes and they all just point down into the center. So I have to do something to break that up as well. And also with the color, there's these bright colors which should be used as accents to attract the eye, or just appear over too much of the painting. So if we just take a look here at these ones at the top, if we just neutralize those or turn those down, it draws the attention more down below. And the same with some of these bright shapes down towards the lower half of the painting. They're too much, leading the eye all around, so if we tone those down a little bit, it'll direct the eye more where we want. And also these couple of bright colors here seem to be a little bit too much, so we could tone those down a bit as well. And also some of these other less intense shapes, particularly this bright one that's off towards the edge of the paper. And finally, if we now add some bright colors in a more pleasing and rhythmic pattern where we sort of want to lead the eye around the center of interest. So I've taken into account most of these things that I've mentioned here, and because there was really, I felt the need for quite a change in design, I knew I was going to have to go over some of that original watercolor. So in this final version, at least final for now, except for the green aspen tree and those slightly darker pine trees up above, it's nearly all gouache. Also, I at the bottom here, I want to keep the bottom simple, and I actually used my toothbrush a lot to lift out some of the paint along the bottom here. And I just felt it gave it a better sense of light and in fact let some light in there. I also used a toothbrush to lift out another aspen, another lollipop type aspen shape on the right here, and also a little bit of a connecting green shape, a little bit more neutralized over here on the left hand side. And so in conclusion, I think this is a much stronger picture. I think, if I live with it for a while, I think it could well change again. But for now, this is it.
This story